Shalom, this is Yehudit from Tzfat. I want to share with you the movements I use to embody this, now the 6th day of the 40 days of blessing from Shavuos to the 17th of Tammuz. We've just begun the 6th day. The 6th day is on the level of Chochmah. Each of the 4-day series going from Keter down to Malchut are taken through all 10 sefirot, and that makes my 40 days. So I'm now doing the 4 days of the letters of Bracha, of blessing, in the level of Chochmah. Chochmah is wisdom, which has to do with recognizing the underlying oneness of everything in the world that's going on, and of all your emotions and all of everything. Just we are all connected through the oneness of Hashem. And it's been a very interesting day to experience those places of aggravation or frustration, or when things aren't going right, or things are missing, or just flip-flopping. Say, oh, it's all one. Take deep breath. Gather in a sense of that oneness and start. A very practical, grounded way of what to do. So that's my experience today. So this is the level of Chochmah. Today is the 2nd day. So it's the letter Resh. Yesterday was Bet. So Resh has to do with moving from your center outward and then lifting your head and spreading your arms. So when I do this, there's a focus both on roundedness on this earth, but I have a vertical, and I accentuate that as I come out in the movement, raising my head and opening my arms accentuates a sense of community. So there's this combination of vertical alignment, horizontal alignment, and an awareness of this world in a strong degree. And that our mission as Jewish people is to bring God awareness into this world, and into ourselves, and into our lives. Even when we have celebration happening down the street. So please forgive me, I can't control the outside environment when I'm outside, and I like to do these tapes outside, but just to make myself aware that it's all underlying oneness of Hashem and a sense of the wholeness of everything. In Chochmah, the letter Resh also is the 2nd letter, and there's this process I've been becoming more and more aware of this year of each of the letters has an attachment to the 4 worlds that we think of in terms of the Yud K Vav K. So the 1st letter has some quality of the Chochmah in it. 2nd letter's already moved into Bina, into understanding and distinctions. And then the 3rd will be the emotional level of soul, and the 4th, the physical. And the 1st one, which I was very aware of on the 6th day, is a sense of the soul level of Chaya. Chaya being that sense of absolute joy of being alive in an integrated way. And that was happening a lot for me yesterday, and noticing the blessings in that. Today has been much more multiplicity day, like Bina, and then going back to the fact that it is the level of Chochmah to bring myself back to that awareness. And it's also the level of Bina is Bria, is the mind, concepts. And I've been fascinated by the color combinations and the different ways people have interpreted color, particularly for the upper 3 sefirot. And then the different ways I've been using the rainbow system for my own account, but the Zohar has the different ways, and Resh has a color. Sometimes it's orange and sometimes it's red, so I decided to wear a orange-red skirt. Sometimes I think it's more orange and sometimes I think it's more red. I've been wearing more blended colors because I have a sense with each day starting midday rather than in the evening that there's a blending, a movement like sunset and sunrise between colors without any distinct divisions, strong divisions, which makes for interesting meditations on how things blend and move one to another, and also in terms of clothes. But it's hard to tell, what color some things are, like the turquoises. But I do have one of the ways of interpreting the whole level of Chochmah is that which contains all colors. And some people suggest that's the rainbow. So I've been wearing the last 2 days at least rainbow colors, having a little bit of purple and blue and yellow and green and orange and red and dark socks. I'm not wearing specifically brown or black today, but it's this spectrum of colors, a sense of the spectrum, and underlying that is the oneness. Underlying that is the sense of unity. So let's do the movements. The movement I want to show you for that Chochmah, all 4 days this week, it's the Petach, and you bring your right hand under the left hand and up to a level where you can make a straight line and go, ah, and you keep it whole, because there is this sense of unity, and wholeness in Chochmah. Our insight, our inner sense of what the essence of the whole is about. So that's the movement I combine with each level of the sefirot, Tree of Life, when I take it with the letter Resh in the front. And again, Resh, I'll do a centered Resh all the way through here, and that way we won't be concerned. Well, I think what I'll do is I have a way of indicating left and right with Resh. So I lift off my left heel, my right heel, and then both feet are down. When I go like this, left, right, and then down. So I'll do that for the side sefirot. And the middle line, I can do the centered Resh up like this. Okay, let's see if I can get this organized and remember it. You don't have to do it this way, but I like the challenge of a system that I can see has a truth in it that goes very deep. So I'm going to start with combining Resh and Petach at the level of Keter, which is centered. So I'm going to start with the centered Resh. And then I'm going to step to the side for Petach. Then Chochmah is on the right. So I'm going to start with my right heel off and my left. Then the left goes down, lifting the head. And again, I'm going to step to the right for Petach. For Bina, which is the left brain, I'm going to start with my left foot. Left, right, forward, lift, and step to the left for the Petach. And I'm going back to Hesed, which is the right shoulder and right arm, and start with the right heel, left heel, and down, and step to the right. Gevura is left shoulder and arm down, So I'm going to start with my left heel off. And step to the left. Sefirot's in the center, so that's no problem with the Resh. Centered, bend your knees, come up, out from your forehead, bending your head. Lift the head and open. And then I'm going to step to the right. Nesach is on the right, the hip, thigh, and down the right foot for a sense of decisiveness and a sense of your mission and why you're here, why I'm here. And I start right heel off, left. Both feet are down. And now stepping to the left. Comes Yesod, and this time I'm going to start on the left again. It's a centered in the center column for Resh, so the Resh is centered. With Petach, I'm going to step to the left. And Malchut's also in the center. Yesod brings everything together in a sense of connectedness, speaking truth from your heart, bringing the inside out, getting it ready to move out in Malchut and manifest. Malchut is normally letting the breath breathe you. We'll do that at the end. But here's the Malchut of action. So I'm going to do a Resh that's centered. And this one I'm going to step to my left a little and to my right a little. So I'm centered. Close one foot, the other foot. And let myself be breathed by Hashem. Bringing the energy all the way through 4 levels. Haya, the Bina level, which is the Neshama level. And then the Ruach level of soul, which has to do with the world of Yetzirah. And the Nefesh level of soul, which has to do with Malchut. So all blessings to you on the 6th day of this counting of the 40 days of blessing. May you be able to raise your head in a way that connects you above and below and horizontally at the same time, knowing that Hashem is inspiring you, inspiring all of us and all of creation at every moment.